Welcome to Kiss the Reviews. I'm Armando. That's Corey. And today we're doing 2001's Training Day. Before we get started, if you want to reach out to me or Corey on Twitter, follow us there. You could follow me at Junior D's. You could follow Corey at Corey_idol. And as we've said repeatedly now too, you can follow the Kiss the Review show on Twitter. I know, right? It's 2022. Like we're jumping up there.
And we're acting like wolves, baby. Not sheep.
So we have the Twitter account and the Instagram account for the show, and those are both at Kiss the Reviews. So
makes sense.
With that being said, let's jump into the cast. Obviously, I'm prepared for this one.
I respect that.
All I'm going to say about this movie before we get into this cast is whenever I watch this movie, I mean, you know, you've seen my closet. I have like 6 leathers. I immediately, after watching this movie, want to break out the leathers and start kicking everybody's ass. Like, that's immediately my go-to after watching this movie.
Oh my God. I just hit switches on my Impala by listening to Dr. Dre.
Hell yeah. So, with that said, now let's get into the cast of 2001's Training Day. This film stars Denzel Washington as Alonzo, Ethan Hawke as Jake, and Scott Glenn as Roger. Also with appearances by Snoop Dogg as the wheelchair crack guy, and Dr. Dre, one of Alonzo's unit members, crew members on his narc team. Dude, this movie, man, 2001, present day. I've seen it a bunch of times. It's been requested by everybody here a ton. And I'm glad we finally got to it. I loved this movie, and I love this movie to this day.
Hell yes.
This is going to be one of our more reviewy reviews that we've ever done.
You were right.
It's about as close to a perfect film as I have seen. And it is probably my favorite, my personal best cop drama kind of movie like this ever. It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. I will say this. If you spend the whatever it is, hour and 45 to 2 hours watching this film, there are quite a few don't do that throughout.
Oh, no, yeah, that's going to be peppered throughout because everybody's making mistakes.
But
as far as mistakes. As far as the script goes, the directing by Antoine,
absolutely.
I mean, everything across the board here was just beautiful.
Yeah. This movie opens with Jake waking up. He's on his first day of his new assignment as an undercover narcotics officer in LA. He picks up the phone. He gets the call from Alonzo, his boss, basically, and he heads out to meet with Alonzo at this diner. And Alonzo immediately starts fucking with Jake because Jake will not shut his mouth the minute he sits down.
If you notice, too, at the beginning, having now the ability to play Captain Hindsight.
Yeah.
Alonzo's already feeling Jake out from the beginning. He's asking him if he has a backup piece. Does he have anything in his ankle? He is setting this entire scheme up where either Jake is going to be on his team or dead as fuck by the end of this movie. Those are the two options. And it starts immediately.
Yes.
And as we go on, we're going to see here that Alonzo is probably one of the best either psychopaths or sociopaths on film.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't care about anybody in this movie.
No, not at all. Alonzo lets Jake know from jump that he's no nonsense. He doesn't take shit from anybody. And he's kind of just like this lone wolf type of guy. You've met these guys everywhere. You know what I mean?
I co-host a show with one. What?
Alonzo then takes Jake out to his car. They're off for the day, and Alonzo shows Jake the streets.
Tell me when this song hits, as soon as he fires up that engine.
Dude.
That's not what you think of now. Literally every time that opening.
In the office, baby. Going up.
It's so iconic. It's amazing.
And I'm glad you brought it up because, dude, this soundtrack is fucking awesome. It's amazing. I love the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, I know you brought it up before, but his car is just as great as the soundtrack.
That car's amazing.
It then shifts to them on the streets. They pull over a few white kids for buying marijuana from one of Alonzo's informants, and he makes Jake smoke the pot that he confiscated from the kids. And then after Jake smokes the pot, he then tells Jake that it was laced with PCP.
Let's start with this, okay? This is probably the easiest place to go.
Corey's life lessons.
Hi, white college kids from the suburbs. Uncle Corey here. Do not go to the fucking hood to buy weed or any drug you need. It's either on campus or it's being sold by your parents.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Well,
that is it.
Not for nothing, but
this is insane.
As a college kid, I'm pretty sure you could throw a rock and hit 6 pot dealers.
Is it possible this story is true? Yes, it is.
This whole thing is problematic. The whole situation.
You're very lucky that you were dealing with a business gangster here and not just a fucking wannabe gangster that does wild shit. Because they would have fucked all of you.
Yeah,
and I mean literally.
And just I'm not even gonna do a don't do that for this because we've covered this before. Don't take drugs from other people that you don't know. I know it's your boss or your unit leader or whatever the hell Alonzo is to Jake here, and you really want the job. Don't smoke drugs that you got from somebody who just handed them to you.
You were right.
Yeah, your response here when you know it's against your job, fuck the law, whatever.
Yeah.
But when it's against your job and you will actually get fired from a job you enjoy doing.
Yep.
The response Jake should have is here. You first, motherfucker. Let me see you smoke.
Yeah.
Then I'll smoke. Because if a good narcotics officer should always have this shit in his blood, then let me see you put some in yours before I put any in mine. That way we're both on the same string. But the second he put that pipe to his mouth, that's called leverage, kids.
They then stop and see Roger. Roger's one of Alonzo's informants. We get a bit of a story about an incident that happened when Alonzo was in Vegas, but Alonzo kind of brushes it off, and they're into talking about Jake and his background. And then, while driving past an alley, Jake sees a girl about to be raped, yells to Alonzo to stop the car. Jake jumps out, runs down these 2 guys. He gets jumped by one dude, fights both dudes, as Alonzo just looks on. And then after kicking their asses, getting them both zip-tied, Alonzo then strolls in to the scene, lets the girl go home, and after fucking with both dudes, he lets them go too.
What is fantastic here with this whole setup and scene is, one, you learn a very valuable lesson. Always stop a rape.
I mean, that's a decent rule. Yeah, it's a decent rule.
I mean, just if you're a selfish prick and you're like, I got better things to do than stop a rape today, you should reconsider that because you might find yourself in a bathtub with a cholo. No, what I like about this scene, it is so realistic as far as, a movie scene would be, where Jake has the guy in the illegal chokehold because he is getting the shit kicked out of him. And I don't care who you are. Good cop, bad cop, piece of shit, whatever. If you are fighting 2-on-1, you're going to do some illegal shit.
Oh,
Period.
100%.
Especially these two fucking junkies, because they say they're going to fuck Jake, and I absolutely believe that is their intention here.
100%. If Alonzo isn't there and Jake just is like good citizen, I used to play high school football and I'm that guy.
Yeah.
And Jake gets his ass kicked. They are raping Jake, the girl, taking all their cash, and then they're taking off. Like that's literally 100%. What's happening. Yeah.
But here with Jake having the guy in the chokehold and getting the shit kicked out of his ribs just over and over and over again by the other crackhead until the first crackhead he's got in the chokehold is out.
Yeah.
Then he lets him go. Then he attacks the other guy. It's so good. It wasn't like one punch and I'm knocking people out because I'm a fucking action star. This was like super realistic and it felt dirty and like really like what a fight is. And then the girl shouting who her cousins are and her uncle is.
From Hillside 13, you fucking remember that
Tell
too.
your cousins.
Yeah.
That was awesome because that also a very realistic thing. Having been an Arizona trash bag, I've heard plenty of people talk about who their cousins are in wherever and how they're going to fuck you up.
As they're walking away, Jake here sees the girl's wallet in the alley. He picks it up and just puts it in his pocket, and then they take off.
We're going to keep it 100. If I find somebody's wallet, victim or not, I'm picking that shit up and I'm probably going to take it home until I can rifle through it.
Yes, absolutely.
I ain't going to take your cards. I'm not a fucking monster. I just want the cash.
Exactly. I'm not an animal. I just give me the cash and we'll be on our way.
Yeah, that's it.
Jake then tries to buy crack from Snoop Dogg in a wheelchair, and Snoop smells bacon, and he rolls his happy ass away. Jake chases him down into a wig store, gets him cuffed. They question him, and then Alonzo shoves a pen in his mouth, forces him to throw up all the crack. Literally, all the crack. There's all kinds of crack. There's car keys that come out, and they get a name from him, the Sandman, where he gets his shit from. So they get Sandman's name. They head over to Sandman's house with a fake warrant, which is basically just a Chinese menu, like a takeout menu.
That's what I think half the fucking warrants these fuckers serve are anyway.
100%.
It's bullshit.
I want to see the warrant. You supposed to give me a copy.
Yeah, well, my partner has it. He'll be out within a sec.
Here's what I learned from this upcoming scene is don't fuck with Macy Gray.
Yes. I didn't realize Macy Gray was even in this movie until like she showed up on screen. I was like, fuck, is that Macy Gray? I totally forgot she was even in this thing.
Yeah, she low-key just pops up in movies every now and again. Does a really good job for, 5 minutes and then it's done. It's great.
Absolutely. No, she does a great job here. But they go in, they search the house. Alonzo steals some money that he finds in the bedroom during the search, and they bounce. They then get into a shootout with the dudes in the neighborhood as they leave because Macy Gray asks for the warrant. It's the takeout menu, and she just starts yelling to dudes down the street to fuck these dudes up.
This is what's great about this scene, too, is Jake has his gun, for some reason, on Macy Gray and the kid. And I get it. You're serving a warrant. Yeah. A warrant. He knows it's bullshit, too. But he's still holding his gun on him. And then he's like, hey, man. Hey, you doing good? You want a fist bump?
Dimitri, how you doing over there, hon? You cool? You cool? Come on. All right. Don't worry about it.
Fuck you. You got a gun in my face with your other hand, you cocksucker.
He was like, you're cool. You cool? You want a fist bump? No. I guess not. That's fine. It's fine.
And then Macy Gray's doing like the exact thing I think is the most natural human reaction was like, dude, this is bullshit. You smell like fucking liquor. You won't show me the fucking warrant. You have no backup here.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on here? And then he's like, oh, you need to sit down. Or what? You're going to shoot me in front of my fucking nephew?
Exactly. Alonzo then takes Jake to his neighborhood and his apartment. And it's obvious, like, once they pull in and you got the doves flying to let everybody know that Alonzo's there, that everybody in the neighborhood is in Alonzo's back pocket. But after like a couple of like little scenes here, it's obvious that they all fucking hate him.
Yeah, he's not. This is what you start to find out. Like, he seems really charming and like he's honest and blunt and he's cool and his car's fucking dope and he's got, this ridiculous amount of authority as a police officer where he just is running these streets.
Yeah.
And he keeps talking this game like, oh, I help out their families. I do this, I do that. But you see, again, because he's like one of the best psycho or sociopaths ever put on film.
Yep.
It all comes with a cost.
Yeah.
They all have to fucking bow down to him like he is the king of this neighborhood. And he's not, because again, he's only hiding behind that badge.
Yep.
He's not really putting in work. He's putting in work because he can get away with it. He's not actually doing the same kind of dirt these guys are doing, which they have no respect for that. If you're going to walk that walk, dude, you got to do it.
You're right. It's fact.
Jake and Alonzo then head to a lunch meeting with some bigwigs in the LAPD. And in this scene, they also bring up the trip to Vegas that went sideways. Alonzo blows it off again, says that he's got everything under control. And then Alonzo asks them for a search warrant, which they give him.
Again, this is totally how I believe search warrants are really obtained. They just end up in the cash ends up in the trunk of somebody's car.
Yeah.
Especially ones like this where it's just all bullshit.
Alonzo and Jake then meet up with the rest of Alonzo's unit. They plan to use the warrant to raid this house. House turns out to be Roger's house, Alonzo's informant. Dun, dun, dun. And apparently Roger has $4 million hidden in the floorboards of his house. Alonzo and his guys plan to divide it between themselves. Jake here is incredibly hesitant to accept any money because, he's very by the book.
And he kind of looks like it's a setup, too. Like he's like being tested this whole time.
Yeah.
Because he's like, no, right? And he like looks at the other guys and they're like, oh, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, thanks, bro. This is dope.
Here's my first don't do that. And I know there's been a few leading up to this, but I really got to speak up here.
Don't do that, it's not good for you.
Hi, everybody. If you're in a situation, you think you're getting tested, and then all of a sudden everybody just starts getting gobs of cash handed to them, stop being so hesitant. Just take the fucking money and run.
Yeah, and where I think Alonzo was kind of a dick here was he should have given the money to the other guys first.
Yes.
And then gave Jake the option, like, you want your cut, you lucky motherfucker, or whatever he says.
Yeah.
Then it's like, cool, maybe I'm in, maybe I'm out, whatever. But you at least set the precedent, like, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And
maybe I'm in, maybe I'm out. You're 250 grand richer. That's all I know.
Right. And we need to stop acting like bad cops are the ones that are taking the money. Bitch, they're all taking the money. Get the fuck out of here. Come on.
Listen, there's money to be taken. It's gonna be taken. Just
you
FYI.
go to prison with $100 in your wallet. When you get out, you're gonna have $1 in your wallet.
Hell yes.
Alonzo then here tells Jake to shoot Roger as they're going over everything in the family room. Jake refuses. And Alonzo does it himself, blows Roger away with the shotty, and then they start to discuss their plan.
This is where I start to think that Alonzo, regardless of what Jake did, was going to set Jake up to get whacked here at the end.
Yes.
Because take money, smoke some weed, drink a beer.
Shoot this guy.
I can reason out everything you're saying.
Thanks for your cooperation.
I can reason out the rest of it, not to shoot the guy. That's the problem. That's where I'm like, wait a second now. I've smoked weed. I've drank a beer. You want me to take money, and now I gotta fucking just cold blood murder this motherfucker?
Can we wait till my second day?
Right? Like, how about somebody else do some of the heavy lifting around here today?
Give me a break, okay?
had to smoke weed, drink a beer, fucking rob Macy Gray, shoot this guy, learn how warrants are really done. Like, my whole world is shattering. And then what you want me to do is go to IA and give a statement. That's all bullshit.
Hell yes.
You know what? If I'm Jake, here's what I volunteer for. Shoot me in the fucking chest. I'll be the guy that got shot on entry. Which, by the way...
Corey's life lessons.
Hi, kids. Uncle Corey here. If somebody tells you you're up in the get shot in the chest so we can get away with this scenario, no, you're not. Don't ever do that. It's a horrible idea. Alonzo is a fantastic shot from all accounts. And he still manages to shoot in the one spot where there is no Kevlar.
Yeah.
And have the bullet go through the dude. Come on, man. What are we doing? You don't do that.
But here's the other thing. They put this plan together in the family room, in the house, after the murder. That just seemed like something, even if they didn't like have Ethan Hawke hip to, he would have told the rest of his unit, like, hey, this is what's gonna happen. Like, this guy comes through the door, he gets shot, bang, bang, and then you shoot him, you know, whatever. At least the plan's done. They literally do it on the spot.
Yeah,
and
when Denzel says he's quarterback in this thing, he is Tom Brady 2 minutes to go in the motherfucking game quarterback in this thing.
Yes, he is. After this whole thing, as they're waiting on the ambulance to come and save the dude that actually gets shot there in their unit, Jake takes the shotgun. He holds Alonzo and his crew off. Like, he's got the gun in Alonzo's face. The crew all pull guns on him. There's this whole standoff. Alonzo then gets Jake to back down when he tells him that a blood or urine test is going to show that Jake's been smoking weed and doing all this shit all day. So Jake finally backs down and the paramedics and everybody show up. It's funny because we've literally been talking about this throughout, and maybe it's because we've seen the movie a million times, but this is the first time that Jake goes, oh shit. Like, Jake immediately is like, I've been set up since fucking jump on this thing.
Yep. And that's what he asked him. Like, have you been planning this all day? And he says, no, I've been planning this all week. And it's just like, and everybody starts laughing around. It's just like, fuck, dude, you are bait. You are done.
You're totally screwed. So, like, at that point, because they go down to Alonzo's car and they have the little discussion about what just happened, how the world really works, and that, you know, listen, this is what you got to do to perform this job, and this is just how things fucking are. And either get with the program or get the fuck out. Like, at that point, I would have looked at Alonzo like, I will corroborate everything that just happened. Give me that stack of cash.
Mm-hmm.
But can you just drop me off at home? Like, we done for the day.
You guys are fucking insane.
But he just like, cool. You want to head down to the barrio to fucking talk to these dudes? Like, yeah, I guess I'm coming along with you there too.
You were right.
I feel like Jake just wants to see the rest of this day through.
Yeah.
Out of some sense, like, you know how fucking us manly men, no, men by and large want to prove something. Like,
I mean,
I'm just gonna get through this, right? Like, the first time I worked under a bridge, that's how I thought. I'm just gonna get through this. And things got better. Like, the second, third, fourth night, it was all better. So I think that's kind of what Jake is doing. Like, okay, he's trying to reconcile that he's kind of boxed into a corner, but also hearing what Alonzo said in the car, which was, if you want to get in and change things, you have to do it from the inside. You have to take this job. Like, my other guys are knuckleheads. Like, you're a fucking leader. You can actually do this and do it the way you want to do it eventually.
Yeah.
Now, whether it was bullshit or not, I think Jake is still trying to reconcile that in his head.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he's still on the ride along.
I mean, I guess, but I'm not a man. I just bounce. I bounce on that situation. I got my money. I got my lie in order. I'm out. Like, we're done.
I'm calling my wife, like, hit up Kayak, bitch. get us 2 fucking plane tickets to wherever the fuck, and we're gone. I'm never coming back to LA. I don't care. I'm done.
Yes.
I will never get the stink of this day off of me.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I will pull an Andy Dufresne so fast. So they now head down to the barrio where Alonzo tells him he needs to give some stuff to the family of one of his informants. There's this card game going on in the kitchen, and Jake waits there while Alonzo does his thing in the bathroom or whatever the hell.
And this is funny too, because like at the beginning of the movie, you know, Jake is really like uptight.
Yeah.
And in this, like they're pulling blenders out of the boxes and taking cash out. Like, go count this in the other room. And he's just sitting there like, hey, you guys playing poker? What's going on? Having a couple beers, huh?
Yeah, I'll have a beer. Play me in. Deal me in. We're good here.
He's so done.
So Smiley here, played by Cliff Curtis, opens the package that Alonzo left, has his sister count the money that was inside. Jake sits down, plays cards with Smiley and his guys, and shit goes sideways once Smiley tells Jake that Alonzo left him behind. And then this is where we get the full story of what happened in Vegas.
And I'm going to stop you there because I have a slight correction from my POV, which is shit went sideways the second she came back in and said the money was all there. Because that's when Jake does probably the dumbest and biggest no-no of all time.
Yes.
When you have one weapon on you, and one weapon only, the last fucking thing you should ever do, hand over the one weapon you actually have on your person. And not only does he hand it over, he completely removes all of the bullets from it. Now, he thinks he's being smart, like, you're not going to kill me with my own gun. No, motherfucker. What they just did was disarm you willingly.
Yes. Absolutely.
They didn't even have to hold you up at fist points. They asked you for your weapon, and you gave it to them. You dumbass.
Dude, it doesn't matter if these three had guns, knives, bats, or literally just their fists, because now it's a 3-on-1. Okay, you could beat up 2 crackheads. You ain't beating these 3 dudes up. That shit just ain't happening. And, dude, and this whole scene, like, you can feel the fucking air escape the room as soon as he realizes that Alonzo's gone. He's there and he's fucked. And then they start talking about, have you ever gotten your shit pushed in? And like the first, I vividly remember this scene the first time I saw it, because I was like I shrunk in my chair in the movie theater. Like I I did one of these and I was like, oh my God, he's going to get raped by these guys.
Yeah, dude. Like you still have that feeling like I'm about to watch Ethan Hawke get sodomized.
Yes.
Forcibly on fucking camera. And no thank you. That's a hard pass. And the fact that he keeps just playing poker and he's just like he knows he's fucked. So now he's just waiting and he's waiting and he's waiting. And then he fucking has everybody starts to make their move, dude. And to his credit, he jacks Smiley in the face real fucking hard. Now, he pays for that a lot. He made his death a lot more uncomfortable than it probably had to have been.
Yes, exactly.
But, dude, this scene is one of the most tense scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah, so here he flips the table, punches Smiley. They crack him in the head with a beer. They drag his ass into the bathroom. They put him in the tub. They got the shotty to his face, and they're ready to fucking kill this dude. And then the one dude is like, well, hey, like, before this gets all messy, let's fucking pick his pockets and let's see what the fuck he's got on him. Which, by the way, that's not a don't do that. That's a totally do that. Like, yeah, if you're going to do that job anyway, might as well, because it's going to get messy there in about 4 seconds. So
100%. And if I may offer my own PSA,
Corey's life lessons.
Hi kids, Uncle Corey here. If you are ever in Ethan Hawke's situation, don't whine about your fucking family.
Nobody
Your
cares.
daughter. They don't care. It's not going to save you. They're not going to suddenly find the Lord. They're not going to empathize with your fucking daughter. They don't care. They were paid to murder you. They accepted cash to murder you in cold blood, and they have no idea who you are. Why would they care about your daughter?
These guys, when they take the wallet out, they find the wallet that Ethan Hawke picked up earlier. Mm-hmm. It turns out to be Smiley's cousin's wallet. So Jake tells Smiley he stopped her from being raped earlier. Smiley calls her on the phone, asks her about what happened that day. She finally comes clean, tells him what happened, confirms Ethan Hawke's story, and Smiley lets him go. This is the funniest part for me, because it's not like, oh shit, my bad. Here you go, you can go. It's pull him up. Here, put a towel. Like, all of a sudden, everything's kind of jokey Jokerson. He's like, put a towel on your head. You're a little wet there, buddy. And, hey, you know this is business. And the minute he doesn't immediately respond, he's like, I'll still fucking kill you. Like,
right. I'm giving you a pass. You just got to know you're not coming back here with a fucking army of cops to arrest me. Like, and that's not happening.
And here's a quick don't do that.
Don't do that, it's not good for you.
Hi, literally anybody in this given situation. You were almost murdered. For some reason, they're going to let you go. The minute they say, hey, this is just business. You know that, right? Don't have pride or fucking morals or let that shit wash away. Just agree so you can get the fuck on out of there. Period.
That's it.
This ain't time to like, this is the hill I'm gonna die on. No, you're gonna die on that hill.
You were right.
This is such a funny movie because there are so many like weird gangster rules in here that you can pick up and learn.
Yeah.
Kind of like, Donnie Brasco, it's just layered with fucking different rules. Like Lefty's constantly throwing out rules at Donnie.
Yeah.
And this is, it's much more like layered in the subtext, but it's there because like Smiley's telling him like, hey man, this is for fucking punching me in my face in my own home.
Yeah.
You're insulted? You're insulted that I fought back.
Yes.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Hey man, it was wrong of you to bring up my cousin. She's a civilian, you know.
She's my cousin, Holmes. She's a civilian. Ain't right involved in her.
What are you talking about? And then again, like, oh, you had my cousin's back, man. Here's a towel. You okay? You good? I'm going to let you go now. Where the fuck am I? That would be my, like, we're good, right? No, where the fuck am I? That would be my question. Like, can I just go home? I don't know what to say. Can I just go home?
You want to go to jail? You want to go home?
No.
I would be so confused and just like, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
After they let him go, Jake then hops a bus, heads out to Alonzo's neighborhood again, confronts him at his apartment as he's packing up the money to go give to the Russians. They get into a shootout in the house, which leads to Jake chasing Alonzo onto the roof, then into the streets, and it culminates with Jake jumping on the hood of Alonzo's car as Alonzo tries to get away. Alonzo crashes his car. Jake drags him from said car, holds him at gunpoint as everybody in the neighborhood starts to gather around.
Mm-hmm. And what I like about the opening of this scene is Jake is pure don't give a fuck now.
Yes.
Like he takes a bus to get there. I don't think his gun left his hand.
Well, and then, he was in the bus just like cocking it.
And then he gets to the hood. Everybody's yelling at him.
Yeah.
Just like, you don't fucking belong here. What the fuck you doing here, rookie? Fuck you, punk. Everybody's shouting at him.
Yeah.
Stone cold fucking killers. Just walking. Paying it no mind. I don't give a fuck.
Gun still in hand.
Single fucking vision.
Yes.
And then when the guys stop him at the door and they're like, like, what the fuck are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I'm here for Alonzo. This is when you get another confirmation here. Nobody respects him because those guys' job at that moment is making sure nobody unwanted goes in that building.
Yes.
It's nighttime, people are sleeping, and whether you like it or not, those guys are protecting that neighborhood.
Yep.
So they're not going to let Jake in. But once they find out he's just there for Alonzo, they just part like the fucking Red Sea.
Absolutely.
Come on in and take him out. Take out
Yep.
the motherfucking trash because we're done with him too.
Absolutely.
And it's fantastic. And then during the shootout, you get to see how little Alonzo actually gives a fuck about anybody because he's using his son as leverage and as a hostage to get the fuck out of the house. And at first you think it's like, you think he's just being a dad because he's, like Officer Hoyt. Do you see what I see here? Preservation of life. And you're like, okay, like get the kid out of the way. You're right. This isn't Desperado. Get the fucking kid out of the way and then we'll continue our shootout. And it's like, no, I'm taking my kid and we're like backing out of here slowly.
Yeah.
That's shit fucking crazy people say. You're taking a hostage.
Yeah.
So again, just fucking brilliant here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And then the fight, as Jake should have, got his ass kicked. Jake's had his ass kicked all fucking day. And then Alonzo just beats the shit out of it. If Jake just like, I'm winning a fight because now I'm determined and pissed.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, movie. Like, that's dumb. But nope, doesn't happen. Jake gets the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
One more time.
And Alonzo offers money to whoever shoots Jake. Like, after he gets dragged out of the car, he offers money. Everybody refuses. Nobody says shit. After their little skirmish and scuffle, he shoots Alonzo in the ass as he bends over to pick up one of the guns that somebody had just laid down on the ground.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite lines in the movie is when dude's like, no, man, like, we're not doing it for you.
Yeah.
We do our own shit around here.
Dude, that's such a great line. Like, it's perfect.
Oh,
and then just the added, as angry and as tense as the scene is, to have Denzel, after he gets shot in the ass, like his whole reaction, again, angry, he's injured, like, but it's so fucking funny. Like that sprinkle of just humor.
Ah, you motherfucker.
The next one will kill you.
Oh, son of a bitch. You shot me in the ass.
It's fucking awesome. And then it's capped off by Jake walking away as Alonzo's held at gunpoint, and he walks off with the cash. Alonzo's bloodied, beaten, he's screaming, losing his shit in the street. Like, that final scene, it has some of the multiple famous, most quotable lines from this movie.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Everything about it's great.
Amazing. And then Alonzo then gets into his car. He drives towards the airport. His car gets pinned by some other vehicles, and armed Russians jump out and literally destroy him. And then the film ends as Jake pulls into his driveway. We hear like the newscast describing the murder of Alonzo at the airport. I don't care how many times I've seen this. At the end, I'm tired. Like,
it was a long day.
Just being like, and I just watched the shit happen. Jake gets his, like you said, he gets his ass kicked from the beginning of this movie, whether it's he's getting his ass kicked by PCP or dudes, crackheads, fucking 3 other dudes are trying to blow his head off. Like, this is literally the worst day of his life, and I felt it every fucking second of it.
Oh, yeah. You need a massage after this. You just want to lay down, like, water. I don't even want beer.
Yeah.
Just give me a water, please.
Yeah.
No, this is just the movie is absolutely perfect.
Beginning to end.
I love it. You can see the decision making and why every piece fits for the next scene to the next scene. It all ties up, but not in like a, hey, we all survived. Let's all go home and hug our wives. Like, that's not what's happening at all. Like, but everything still has a nice, tidy bow on the end of it.
Yeah.
Which just is incredible storytelling.
Yeah.
every single word out of Denzel Washington's mouth in this movie is fucking iconic. This is one of the easiest, most well-deserved Oscars of all time because he kills this role.
No,
and it's not him.
Yeah.
This is acting. Most people play themselves.
Yeah.
A version of themselves, even if like, oh, I'm a killer, but I'm a killer that looks like George Clooney. You know what I mean? Like, all the fucking same.
Yeah.
This was a complete departure from who Denzel Washington is as a human being.
Absolutely.
From everything I know, I haven't grabbed lunch with him in, dude, it's been years.
Yeah.
But actually, since I started talking to you again, motherfucker. But
that's what happens.
This was a fantastic role, and he does such a good job. It completely overshadows how great Ethan Hawke is also in this movie.
Yes.
But you don't even think about it.
No, you don't. I mean, dude, Ethan Hawke is phenomenal. Denzel's phenomenal. And it puts into perspective Denzel's job that he does in this movie because they both crush their roles, but Denzel did such a great job. It just overshadows everything Ethan Hawke does in this movie. Like, they both killed it. But when you think Training Day, you don't go, oh, it's that Ethan Hawke joint. No, this is fucking Denzel's goddamn movie. You know what I mean?
All the way.
And I love that, but also Ethan Hawke fucking kills it in this fucking movie. Period. But
no, they did a great job.
Like you said, the storytelling, the fucking the writing, the acting, like everybody does such a good job. Even the little bit parts that are in here throughout.
Oh, dude,
are really good.
I give the key grip a standing ovation. Everybody did a great job with this film. It is just fantastic, and somehow is gritty and still stylish.
Yeah.
It's gross but cool. Like I don't understand how they did this. And I'm one of the best storytellers of my generation.
You are the songbird of your generation. So, with that said, I don't have anything. You got anything else for this?
No.
All right. Well, for Corey, I'm Armando. This is Kiss the Reviews, and this was 2001's Training Day.